Yo, what's going on, guys? Appreciate you for coming through. But today we're going to be taking a look at the Samsung Galaxy A12 versus the Samsung Galaxy A13. Stay locked in with me. Yo, what's going on with you? It's your boy Serrano. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be comparing the Samsung Galaxy A32 versus the Samsung Galaxy A12. So both of these devices have been out for quite some time and they're both really solid. They have a lot of things in common, but they also have a lot of differences. So I kind of want to put light on that so you guys can see what I'm talking about and kind of go over the features like the battery life, the cameras, the displays, the build quality, and things of that to that effect. Also the sound quality. But I truly appreciate you for coming through if you're new to the crew, but I encourage you to subscribe and get notified for more videos just like this. But if you're already a part of the crew, salute. All right, guys, so let's just jump into the devices, and we have the Samsung Galaxy A12 right here on the right, and we have the Samsung Galaxy A32 on my left. I'll make sure I leave the cases links down below, as well as links to where you could pick up both of these things, okay? But as far as the overall build quality, you're going to see that the Samsung Galaxy A12 on the right has a dual texture to it, a smooth finish on the bottom and a textured finish at the top. And then we actually get a glossy finish on the Samsung Galaxy A32. So they're going to be pretty much really different when it comes to the overall build quality, because the Samsung Galaxy A12 is actually a lot heavier at 205 grams of weight versus the A32, which is going to be 184 grams of weight. Okay, so we're starting off with the build quality. On this side right here, you can see that they both have the SIM remover slot, which is going to house the SD cards as well inside of there. So I could just open that up so you guys could see exactly what I'm talking about. Let me see if I could put this in real quick. Pause. And let me just do that one by one because it's kind of hard to hold it and pop it. There we go. So you get dual SIM card slot on the A12 right here, and I think you get the same exact thing. So you can actually put two SIMs in both of these while still housing the the SD card as well. So two SIMs with the SD card for expansion, and then on the right hand side you're gonna get dual you're gonna get the volume rockers above and the power button right here. But on the A12 it's actually doubled as a fingerprint sensor, so you can unlock it right there. Okay, so this one is just the power button with the in-display fingerprint sensor on the front. So I just wanted to mention that. And then when you look at the displays, you're gonna get a U display on the actual A32. Is gonna be like a U display with the notch I'm talking about. And then on the A12 on the right, it's actually gonna be like a V notch. So they're different shapes and stuff like that. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. But you can see right here with this different wallpaper that they're different shapes. And then turning them to the bottom, you're going to notice that both of these things have the 3.5mm headphone jack, the microphone, the Type-C for cord for charging, and the speakers. And they're both single firing speakers, but they also do have microphones at the top. So that's pretty much the build quality. And if you're still here, make sure you hit the like button. I just want to remind you to do that so we can beat the YouTube algorithm. But you know, both of these things have really good displays when we are looking at them. All right, guys, so we're gonna take a look at the displays right now, and we have the A32 on the top and the A12 on the bottom. So they're both at full brightness, and one thing you're gonna notice is that the pixels are better on the A32 on the top right here, because you're gonna be a little bit more sharper. You're getting the full HD+ with the AMOLED panel versus the HD plus with the TFT LCD IPS display on the A12, and you're going to get 411 pixels per inch on the A32. But On the A12, you're going to get 264 pixels per inch. So the colors are going to be a lot brighter on the A32, and you're going to notice that a little bit more. But the 6.4 inch display is on the A32 versus the 6.5 inch display on the A12, so it's going to be slightly bigger when it comes to the display on the Samsung Galaxy A12. Okay, the A12 was supposed to get Android 12, but it's still on Android 11 right here with the One UI Core version 3.1, and then the A32 has Android 12 with the One UI version 4.1. Guys, so I want to let you guys hear the difference when it comes to the audio quality. So let's start off with the Samsung Galaxy A32. So it's got a single firing speaker just on the bottom. And let's do the A12 real quick. Alright, let's try the A32 one more time. And then the A12 one more time. So I think that the A32 just sounds a little bit louder in my opinion, but they sound pretty even. It's just that the A32 just sounds slightly better when it comes to the audio quality. But we're going to jump into the performance, then we're going to jump into the cameras and the battery life as well. But make sure you guys stay locked in, and then we're going to jump into the features, and I'm going to wrap up the video. Okay. Alright guys, so I'm going to be comparing the gaming performance on these guys, and this is the A12 right here. As far as the gaming performance, it's going to go up to medium and smooth with the MediaTek Helio P35. It has 4 GB of RAM coupled with the 64 of internal storage. And as you can see, it's not like the most responsive when you compare it to the A32, but you can see right here, it's definitely got some lag to it. And so gaming performance won't be the best in the entire world with this thing, but you could still make do. You could still, you know, do some stuff. You could, it's not going to be the best that you've ever used in the entire world or whatever, but it is playable. And obviously it's going to have the AMOLED G52 on here as well. So I just caught a body. And it's going to be pretty decent. It's not going to be the worst that I've ever used, but still pretty decent when it comes to the gaming performance. So it's not going to be like a gaming phone or anything, because this is definitely a budget performance when it comes to the, the processor on here is not like crazy, but you can pretty much, draw first blood and stuff like that. So it's pretty decent when it comes to the overall graphics. But let's just jump into the A32, okay? When it comes to the A32, it's going to be a much better performance. I think I said the A12 has the AMOLED G52, but that's actually the A32 right here, the A32 right here. But this one has the Power VR GE83 when it comes to the GPU. So I just wanted to make sure that I got that right. Ultra frame rate on here with smooth graphics is like really clean with the 90 Hertz refresh rate on here. So it's going to feel really clean when you're moving around. Everything just seems like it's really smooth. And you could lock in real easy on this phone. So I like that part about it, is that you could lock in real clean on this thing. So, the performance is really good on this thing. It feels like a gaming phone with the 90 Hertz. It also has really smooth gameplay and graphics too. So if you're trying to, out strategize your opponent on here, you're going to be able to do so easier with this guy, because it's definitely really smooth and the gameplay looks and feels like almost like high performance graphics. It feels like a gaming phone. So I definitely want to give a big advantage to the A32 when it comes to the overall gaming. It just feels really good. It has 128 storage, 4 GB of RAM on this thing. And you could definitely lock in a lot easier on the Samsung Galaxy A32. So both of these things have really good speeds. Let's just clear all the apps out right now, and let's do some apps opening. So let's go into the let me just unlock this. Actually, let me do a fingerprint sensor test to see which one is quicker. And obviously the A32 is going to be a little bit slower because it's got that in-display fingerprint, which takes a bit longer to actually unlock. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So you can see that the A12 is definitely going to be quicker, but they both have facial ID. So it's really cool that they both are able to unlock with the facial ID. So let's see what the performance is like when we're opening apps, and then we'll jump into the camera right now. So let's do YouTube 1, 2, 3. And that was a little bit quicker actually on the A12. So just to give you an idea, let's do Play Store. That time it was the A32 on the left. Let's try something else. Let's try something else real quick. Let's do AliExpress 1, 2, 3. Let's see which one opens up faster. That was the A32 this time. And let's do one more app. Like let's try Amazon. See which one will open up faster when it comes to the Amazon app. That was the A32 right there. Let's try the Bible app. I'm going to try that real quick. But you can see that the clear advantage is probably going to go to the A32 1, 2, 3. And that was the A32 again. So the A32 has cleaner performance when it comes to the overall speeds when you're comparing both of these things. As far as the cameras, the A32 will have the 64 megapixel on the rear, whereas the Samsung will have the it'll actually have a 48 megapixel on the rear. And so that's the main cameras, and then they both have 5 megapixel this guy, the A32 has an 8 megapixel wide angle, whereas the A12 has a 5 megapixel wide angle. And then we have a 5 megapixel portrait and macro lens on the we actually have a 5 megapixel macro camera, which is going to be pretty solid, as well as a 5 megapixel depth sensor on the A32. But we actually get some similar cameras on the A12, but they're 2 megapixel depth and 2 megapixel macro. And then as far as the front facing shooter, you're going to get an 8 megapixel on the A12 right here, which is going to be on the front. But on the Samsung Galaxy A32, it's going to be a 20 megapixel camera. So let's just take some shots with the cameras, and I'll show you some of the comparisons on both of these. So let me just take a portrait, but let me show you the features. So you get portrait mode on both of these things with the wide angle camera, which is cool. And let's jump into photo, see which one goes there quicker. And the video and more. So you can see the features right here. The A32 has macro, slow motion, and night mode, which is a better because it's gonna have more features. Let's flip it around. And both are gonna record in 1080 as well. So you can see right here, if we go to more, you're gonna see those features here. Macro cameras on both, food camera on both, but you're missing the hyperlapse, the night mode, and the slow motion mode, as well as the those are the 3 features that you're missing on the A12 when you compare the cameras. So let's just jump into the portrait modes on both. It's gonna take a portrait, a regular portrait on the A12, and then a regular photo on the, let me put this one on 2 as well, on the A32. So that's the portrait. Now let's just take a regular photo and a regular photo on this one. Now you can see the wide angle is on the A32 right there. I could get up to 0.5, and so does the A12. So they both have the wide angle. And then you could actually jump into the macro camera, which is cool. So they both have some really cool features. Let's just get a close up of this guy. And on the A32 as well. And it's good to for about 3 to 5 centimeters away. So let me just compare the macro shots. and you can see that they both look really good. They actually did a really good job. I'm surprised with the detail on the A32 when it comes to the, and the A12 when it comes to the macro shots. Let's try the wide angle, and A32 is a little bit more brighter on the wide angle, but they both capture that point, that 120 degrees radius. Slightly brighter on the A32, but still really good with the A12 right here. And you can see the portrait, the regular shot right there is actually really good. A little bit brighter on the A32, so it has a slightly brighter camera on this A32. So let's just go into the features right here on both of these phones, and we'll wrap up the video. So you do see we do have quick share on both of these things. QR scanner on the A32, Dolby Atmos on both, NFC on the A32, which the A12 doesn't have. We do have secure folder on the A32, which is not available on the A12, music share as well, and always on display. And you know, that's pretty much like what you're going to be missing, as well as the smart view feature, which is not going to be available on the A12 as well. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. But I just want to remind you to hit the like button on this video so we could definitely get this video out to more people, beat the YouTube algorithm. But I truly appreciate you for coming through. Make sure you check out more videos just like this to the left or the right after this one ends. You could definitely check out more videos. But in the meantime, have a great morning, afternoon, evening, and depending on where you are, have a great night. Later, crew. Peace.